Keystone Xtra is touring Tioga County, home of the Pennsylvania Grand Canyon, where I'm standing now. And Tioga County is also home to Wellsboro and other great places to shop and stay.
All aboard!
We've got the nicest two-lane backwoods roads in the country.
What's your impressions of Tioga County?
Oh, I love it up here. I've been coming up here ever since I've been a baby.
And this is a part of the spirit of Tioga County and downtown Wellsboro. And look at this shot here with the gas lamps. I'm here with Jerry and Jim. They say horses are noble beasts. It's early in the morning, but Jerry and Jim are on the job. Groucho Marx and Joan Crawford walked through those doors. Does Stinger manhandle you, or do you manhandle Stinger?
The Stinger handles you. You just let it take you, or basically relax and let it go for a ride.
Oh!
Another successful trip?
Yeah.
Tioga County gets its name from Tioga, an Indian word that means gateway or place to enter. Seneca Indian lands, including Tioga County, remained closed to the white man until the 1784 Treaty of Fort Stanwix, when the holdings were sold to Pennsylvania. Settlement was slow due to the county's rugged terrain, dense forest, and its lack of roads and navigable waterways. And as we found out, this is some seriously rugged country. Today, the county's two leading industries, agriculture and tourism, still rely heavily on the land's bounty. So we figured what better way to start our tour than to delve right into the heart of this corner of Pennsylvania with a ride on the historic Tioga Central Railroad.
4, Middlebury Center, Niles Valley, Holiday, Hammond Lake, and return.
All aboard!
What better way to see this county than visiting the Tioga Central Railroad? Let's go.
The line itself dates back to 1872. It was originally built as a coal train. It hauled coal out of Antrim and hauled it north to New York. So it would eventually end up in the Chemung Canal and then on to the Erie Canal and all points east, west, north, and south from that point on.
Well, how can I become a junior engineer railroader?
Hold on. I'm going to give you one anyway. What's your name?
Yeah.
The rail line was joined right here at the junction where it came up through the canyon, and that connected it to the southern end into Reading and in that area.
S-T-E
B or B?
B.
You spell it better than he does.
Okay.
The equipment is, this is the oldest car that we use. It dates back to the 20s. It's originally the Pennsylvania Railroad. Then we have some 30s, we have some 40s. Some of them been modified over the years, some of them pretty much original. The stainless steel car that has the blue seats, that's an authentic New York Central coach. That's owned by the Tioga Transportation Society. We're the volunteers. That's our car. That's not the railroad's car. All the rest belongs to Tioga Central Railroad.
Stephen Spates, this is your certificate as a junior engineer because you rode north with us.
It's alright, man. It's alright. It's alright. This is a touching moment.
17th of September. You fulfilled all the requirements. There you go. Frame it. Have your mom and dad sign it.
I am now a junior engineer on the Tioga Central Railroad.
Been all over of the country. You've seen mountains in Colorado and Oregon, and well, these aren't gigantic granite peaks like you see out west. They're a lot more dramatic than you would think of when you think of north central Pennsylvania. These are some pretty decent sized hills, and they make for beautiful scenery, beautiful contrast as the clouds go across them, the sweeping valleys. It really is a breathtaking part of our country.
We just heard the whistle blow 4 times. Why does it blow 4 times?
Well, first of all, it's a 3-second blow and 3 seconds in between. It's a long blow. That means I'm coming. I hope you hear me. The second blow is, hey, I'm coming. Now listen to me now. The third blow is a short one. That means you better stop whatever you're doing, because the next time you hear me, I'm going to be across the grade. And if you're there, you're dead.
Here you go. Now this is some of the scenery you get on the Tioga Central Railroad. Take a look.
Wonderful, beautiful scenery. I love it.
Osprey Nest.
Where?
Right over here.
Osprey Nest.
Osprey Nest.
Right there on the top of that big pole.
It's a lot like right on that pole there, where there's like a rack. Oh, it's similar. Yes, I see. Yeah. That's where they built their nest. Oh, I see.
Any famous guests on this train ever?
Besides us.
Warren G. Harding, was he on the railroad? James McMullen, he was there.
Yeah, that name rings a bell. This is Wellsboro Junction.
The last stop.
Last stop.
We had a great time here on the Tioga Central Railroad, and folks, if you want to have a great time when you're in Tioga County, stop by and check out the Tioga Central Railroad. Thank you for riding with us, folks.
Thanks for riding with Tioga Central.
Wellsboro is one of 2 communities in the United States that actually still has the original gas lights, and they do operate 24 hours a day on natural gas. As you look at both of these buildings, they are both constructed of sandstone. What is significant is the reason that this courthouse is this color is because the sandstone has been bleached over the years. As you can see, it was constructed in 1835, so it is an old building. Next door to it is our annex, which was also constructed out of the same stone, and over the years it will bleach.
This being the before picture will look like this after picture. So the houses around here are so well preserved, they're aging beautifully. How old are some of these houses?
Some date back to the late 1800s, early 1900s. The town of Wellsboro itself was incorporated in 1806, so we celebrated our 200th anniversary this year. You'll find the famous Wellsboro Diner at the end of town. What's significant about the diner is it has never moved from its original location since the 1930s. And they still serve good old diner food right there.
This is a classic diner. Tell us how old this diner is.
1939. Came in 1939.
What is your specialty here? If I'm coming in here, what would be something you suggest? Smiles. Smiles. Great customer service, no doubt. How great is your pancakes here?
I had several calls, well, I say recently, but it's been a while, on national radio, national broadcasting radio. They called and said a guy there is a diner fan, and he said for the best pancakes in the country, go to the Wellsboro Diner.
How's the food?
Really good. It's fresh.
It smells good when it smells great when you walk in. Tell us about your gift shop.
We have a combination of souvenirs, gifts for the home, of course, things for the home, a local author.
Unforgettable lady.
A lot of artists in this area, true?
True.
Tell us about the local art community.
I'll tell you about the local art community. Arts in Hamilton Gibson, for example, a wonderful production company. We do great plays here. The first time I went to one, I closed my eyes and literally you could feel you're in at a Broadway play, truly.
It's kind of like when I shoot Steve.
You think he's on Broadway?
What makes this place so special for you?
They're also friendly, they're helpful.
And the food is fantastic.
Yeah, fantastic.
What's the favorite item on the menu for you?
Diner muffin in the morning.
I mean, I have seen the world a little bit. I've gone to lots of Broadway plays.
Have you ever done any theater? No?
I run the diner.
Please don't leave. Whatever you do, I'll do anything. I'll give up my car. I'll give up rooting for the Steelers.
Oh dear.
Except I'll get them taped.
Wellsboro and get into the Hamilton Gibson plays.
I should. This diner will not go down without a fight. We will stop them. I tell you, you will not overthrow this place.
What's that?
And here's another good part about this diner.
Thank you.
It doesn't cost that much.
What's a good time people can come in and say hi to you?
I think I'm here a lot.
Okay.
Often people say, we stopped by, we didn't see you, but
she's here a lot.
Okay. Thank you guys so much. Bye.
Thank you.
All right, we'll see you.
We're constantly amazed by the amount of people in Pennsylvania who live here who have no idea that we exist. They come into our office every day. They're totally amazed when they get to the Grand Canyon and see that this beauty exists right here in Pennsylvania.
See Tioga County the fast way. We have a lot of bikes, which is nice, but a lot of bikes riding through Main Street in Wellsboro.
Yes. The reason being that Route 6, which actually runs down through here, was named by Harley Davidson as one of the 10 great places to take a motorcycle trip.
And they're not kidding. We've seen a lot of bikes. We're here with Steve of Lance's Harley Davidson. What makes Route 6 Tioga County so popular for the biking culture to visit?
Probably because of the access that's available to riders as they go from one end of the state to the other. Bed and breakfasts, a couple of Harley Davidson dealers, beautiful scenery, Pennsylvania Grand Canyon for one. Plus, we're close to so many other attractions in other states. It makes it a great place to go.
I've lived here for 32 years and have ridden the district all that time. We've got the nicest two-lane backwoods roads in the country. Everybody says that, but we've actually got it here. Beautiful scenery, tourism economy, the fully covered bridges, lots of nice attractions and good, solid, clean, safe riding. It's got a lot of attractions for motorcyclists, a lot of attractions for bicyclists. Pennsylvania Grand Canyon is 50 miles long, and you can ride the whole length of it on a motorcycle.
What are some of the great biking destinations in this county that you would recommend?
In Tioga County, I'd say Wellsboro would be the top of the list, county seat. Mansfield is another, where Mansfield University is. There's a little town called Liberty. in the southern part of the county, right on the county line. That's just a beautiful rolling hills, lots of farms, real nice place to ride.
Now never fear, if you don't have a bike to rent, you come to Lance's because you have a great rental package.
Correct. We can rent, we have 4 or 5 different models. All we require is a Pennsylvania or any state driver's license with a motorcycle endorsement. But other than that, if a person has that endorsement on their license, we can supply the whole package. Helmets, rain gear, as well of course as a brand new Harley-Davidson motorcycle. We renew our fleet every year.
Our business actually does loops. We are like a clover business. We clover leaf out on 3-day tours. We have a Thursday night hospitality center. We clover leaf out on Friday. We clover leaf out on Saturday, and then again on Sunday. So you get to stay in the same place, have nice lodging, good meals provided, and you get to go a different direction about 250 miles a day.
These are brand new motorcycles, and you can rent them by the hour, by the half day, by the day, by the week.
What's it like for you to ride through here?
I never get tired of riding in this county. There's always something to see. There's lots of wildlife. There's lots of just beautiful scenery. The fall, of course, is the prettiest time, I think. One of the pluses is we only have one 4-lane road that goes through this county. So all the roads are 2-lane blacktop, which is really what a motorcyclist likes. Harley-Davidson has a saying, it's not the destination, it's the journey. And riding on a 2-lane blacktop road may take a little longer, but it's just a lot nicer, a lot more fun.
What is it like living in Tioga County?
We're one of the most remote counties in the state of Pennsylvania. There's less than 40,000 people in here. We're also one of the biggest counties. So we have a lot of natural beauty that's really undeveloped because we're forest land, state game land.
We're actually working on a motorcycle piece this year that will feature Tioga, Potter, and McKean counties. That will feature 6 motorcycle tours that you can take throughout our counties. And that's going to function as a pilot piece for the rest of the routes.
Do you ride a bike?
Mine pedals.
Road keeps winding down. On, I'll keep you traveling on. Keep you traveling on.
And this is Jerry and Jim.
Jerry?
That's Jerry.
Jim?
Yep.
Pleased to meet you.
Got me, yeah.
Beautiful animals, huh, ladies?
Yeah. Yeah, they are.
Welcome to Mountain Trail Horse Center. How are y'all doing this morning? I heard that yesterday you traveled to the rim of the canyon at Leonard Harrison State Park. Today you'll be seeing the canyon from below.
Get the head start. Wait a minute. They're going to feed us now. We'll be hitting speeds of almost 70 miles an hour as we try to beat the other covered wagon.
Well, just last year got to see a eagle down at Muskrat Eddy go down and snatch a great huge fish off the water. And it was so big he could hardly get himself up. Just cranking for all he had, and he was hardly even getting up into the air.
Now, are you surprised how smooth a ride this is? How good is the ride?
Wonderful. Wonderful.
It really does. You
Ride on the bus.
What?
No. Is it as good as the ride on the bus?
She's the driver, yeah.
And there's a huge mossy rock, and on top of that mossy rock was a great big 10-point all-by eyeballed buck. Behind him was a brilliant red maple, and he just stood there while we rode by. The yellow sun coming down on him, it was just a perfect shot. Then riding up the canyon back when we were out.
Beautiful dream about the pine trees tall and a pure mountain stream where the moon never sets, perfectly to the west, but the sun always rises again. The
Then riding up the canyon back when we were allowed to ride horses in the canyon proper. I kept seeing eagles. Every time we came around the bend, they'd fly around the other side of the bend. And that was before there was an established several nests in the canyon. I kept pointing and everybody's calling me a liar because they never saw them. Finally they came back and one flew right real low down the stream. And then when I turned back from watching it, I looked up and there was an eagle like eye height, spread its wings. I even went, popped up into a branch and I could have reached up and touched the branch and it sat there while every rider rode underneath it. That was awesome. Okay, Jake, get up.
Enjoying your trip so far here in Tioga County?
Wonderful.
Wonderful. Now, what is your favorite part of the trip so far?
The covered wagon.
The covered wagon.
Going through the canyon, yes.
And the view, yes.
And the beauty, oh.
Another successful trip?
Yeah. Back safe and sound.
Tioga County in the northern tier of Pennsylvania is part of the Allegheny Plateau of the Appalachian mountain chain with flat-topped hills and steep valleys. One of the most significant features of this county is Pine Creek Gorge, which has become known as the Pennsylvania Grand Canyon and promises many wonderful outdoor activities and adventures for hikers, canoers, rafters, and explorers of all kinds. This entire area is really a hunting and fishing paradise. Tioga County has 3 major state parks. Leonard Harrison borders the Grand Canyon's east rim, and Colton Point its west rim. Hills Creek State Park lies between Mansfield and Wellsboro. The 3 U.S. Army Corps of Engineer lakes, Tioga Hammond along Route 287 and Cowanesque on Route 49, offer many recreational opportunities. Other lakes include Beechwood, Hamilton, and Nessmuk. Beautiful scenery, camping, boating, swimming, hunting, fishing, downhill and cross-country skiing, horseback riding, and whitewater rafting. Well, you get the picture, I'm sure. Of course, there's nothing like a relaxing bike ride through the beautiful hills of Tioga County to invigorate the soul and reconnect you with nature.
Tioga County, they have the Laurel Classic Mountain Bike Race. And this is a hard course. It's not paved, it's a dirt road, which makes pedaling difficult. You've got to be in great shape. These athletes are.
Where's your bike?
We're media. We're lazy prima donnas. Okay. Now we're headed up the mountain, and we're going to start to run into what they call the expert riders as they head back down a very difficult hill. If you think pedaling uphill is difficult, you got to have as much skill and dedication to get down a hill.
Because we're trying to catch those expert bikers before they plow headfirst over Stinger Trail.
Oh!
See a car up ahead. I think we're on the right
So we better pick up speed.
We're hoping.
When tourism directors go wild. You gotta be in good shape to do this. There's no question about it.
That's why we're in the Blazer.
That's why we're in, not the Blazer, it's a Ford.
Don't do this at home, folks.
What, be with Sam or drive with you?
Oh, you gotta walk up in there a way to get full effect Stinger. It's like this.
I can see why they call this Stinger, because just walking on this hill, much less riding, you gotta be very careful.
Rider.
And here we go right now. Look at the difficulty here. Oh! Ride her down. Have you ever gone down Stinger?
Personally?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
What's it like?
You can ride. I can ride down part of the way, and then the rest of the way I just have to fall off the bike and then kind of run down next to it.
This is what they ride over right here.
Together, I do not know.
Here's Daddy. Woo! Proud family waiting for Daddy, coming down the hill now.
Hey, I'm carrying it.
Run her up.
You haven't seen anything yet.
I can see why they call this hill Stinger, because just walking on it, you have to be careful. Imagine riding down this hill.
This is the easy part.
You want to race, huh? Go ahead, eat my duck.
For those who seek a slightly more relaxing form of outdoor recreation,
been rated 4 stars by Golf Digest, which is a rating by the golfer. 5 stars is the highest level, with probably half a dozen courses having a 5-star and maybe a dozen having a 4-star. It's a very relaxed atmosphere. I think people come from out of town to enjoy a round of unhurried golf. Yeah, this is, as we do a tour of the course in the morning, this is always a nice spot to stop for a couple minutes and just relax and look out into basically nowhere. It's as you can see, the scenery is really something spectacular.
where are we headed now?
We're actually in an area, we're 12 green and 15 green. We're going to go up and take a look at 13 and 14, and then we'll go even farther back to 16 and 17. This is actually the original farmhouse from back in the 1800s. And there's a little history of the club here. This is what it looked like back in. Beautiful.
There's so much history to explore in Tioga County, and in fact, some of the most interesting historical buildings happen also to be wonderful places to eat and stay.
A lot of people come in, they don't understand why is this huge American flag on the wall. What is significant about this flag is it was actually made for the community of Wellsboro by the Corn and Glass Works, which was once here in Wellsboro. Those are actually Christmas balls that were created here in the Wellsboro plant.
This is very nice, and you really don't see hotels like this.
The dark wood.
The wood is incredible.
And this is
solid.
Solid. It's a great place. It gives you a great impression when you walk in and leaves you with a lasting memory when you leave. Look at the entranceway here, and again, just look at this. This place has just been so well maintained and preserved. You usually see old buildings get rebuilt. Look at this right here, the pipes. I mean, just it's just cool.
And this is a favorite spot here, the Penwell's Lounge, where in the wintertime you can find a roaring fire just greeting you as you walk in the door.
It's amazing you've maintained the integrity of this hotel.
It's a beautiful, beautiful property. We've had people here like Joan Crawford and Groucho Marx actually stay here at the Penwell's Hotel.
Steve, there has been a hotel or inn on this location for about 150 years in Wellsboro. Now it's been through a lot of different ownerships. Back in 1926, the hotel was about going to close, and a group of business people, among them was my father, actually, who decided that they wanted to keep it open, so they sold stock.
Groucho Marx and Joan Crawford walked through those doors.
Here is Joan Crawford when she was here back in the 40s.
Wow.
She stayed overnight, went out to the Grand Canyon, and then went on. And most of the girls in that picture are still alive and come in here today. Monday night, we had 3 tables in here. They were all from London and they were not traveling together.
Wow. How interesting.
Yeah.
And what's the best part of life in Tioga County, do you think?
Oh, everybody knows everybody. You know, it's like a big neighborhood.
Now we're going to the Wren's Nest, a classic restaurant with fantastic food. Let's find out why it's so special. Tell us also about the history of this house.
It was built in 1854 by Dr. Joseph Morse. His uncle was, yeah, I believe it was his uncle, was Robert Morse. And he was signed the Declaration of Independence financier of the Revolutionary War. And then they came up and Dr. Morris and another gentleman or two started the coal mines in Blossburg.
Every year, festivals of one sort or another draw tens of thousands of visitors to Tioga County. In early December, Dickens of a Christmas has been known to draw crowds up to 15,000. The fabulous 1890s weekend is likewise growing in popularity, and we stayed at the Wren's Nest for a little while for lunch with Mr. Dennis Miller of Mansfield University to discuss this unique happening.
Theodore Roosevelt outlawed a couple of the plays and threatened to outlaw football itself unless they started getting some rules to provide for the safety of the players.
Yes, because when you watch football today, obviously you see equipment on guys that are 10 times the size of the guys who played back here in the 1890s. But back then, there was really no shoulder pads of any kind, nothing like we have today. Guys would smack heads together literally violently. Football is a collision sport, and during that game, I don't know if you have this information, were there serious injuries in that first night game?
In the first night game, there were injuries, but there weren't serious injuries. In games following that, yes, there were broken arms. In fact, players would intentionally try to break arms or ankles to get other players out of the game.
Well, and think about this, you know, you're president, you're seeing all this. I mean, naturally, you know, they didn't have the internet back then, they didn't have television. This is obviously quite shocking. Even baseball was a rough game back then. You could throw literally at a player, where today you throw remotely inside. There's a big brouhaha about it.
We work really hard. It's an event that's sponsored by the university and the Chamber of Commerce. But just about every event, or just about every organization in town gets involved, as well as student groups. We try to keep it family oriented, and the events circle around that period of the late 1890s, early 1900s. So there's a lot of music, hypnotism, mesmerism as it was called back then, boxing demonstrations as boxing was held back then, baseball games using the 1890s rules, a lot of craft booths, hot air balloons, and like I say, lots of strolling musicians. A motorless parade. We don't allow any motors in the parade at all. It's either horse-driven, people-driven.
Let me ask you a question about the baseball. Rules from the 1890s. What are the rules? How are the rules different from back then to today?
Back then they didn't use gloves. The balls were a little softer, but still pretty hard. And the rules actually changed from year to year, so it's hard really to talk about what was different. And I should mention, probably the most important aspect of the weekend is the reenactment of that first night game. The players used the uniforms that were used in a General Electric commercial a few years ago. They donated those to us. And a football that was made in a Hollywood prop house to approximate the balls that were used back then. Now, the Yes, we tried to have music from the period of the late 1890s through the early 1900s. So we have a strolling banjo player who's incredible. He just knows thousands of songs. Strolling barbershop quartet, early jazz group. And this year we have a music professor who's doing a bicentennial tribute that he did for the American Embassy in Panama. So yeah, we've got some pretty diverse forms of music.
What makes Tioga County so attractive to artists?
We do have a couple theories there. The university obviously is one, but it's an absolutely gorgeous area that has a long historical tradition, and I think it's just the energy. here that attracts people.
Besides the fact that Tioga County is so beautiful and there's just so much to do for the outdoors enthusiast, Tioga County supports a thriving artist and small merchant community. There are quaint tourist traps and unique historic spots all through the county, so we thought we'd drop in at a few and see what makes products from Tioga County so special, and visit with the people who create and sell them. We found beautiful collectibles, custom local products, an original recording studio, and even a local chocolate factory, just for starters.
We're here at the Cubbyhole Candle and Gift Shop. Now, it's a great place to shop, but they also make candles here as well. Dude, why are you whispering?
Why are you whispering?
Because I wanted to be quiet.
Tioga County is a great place, and the people here, not only the people who live here all the time, but the people who have seasonal homes, who visit. You know, we just have a complete, continual flow of people in, some of them tourists and some of them just Tioga Countyans.
Does it amaze you how far and wide people come to tour Route 6?
As of right now, we have like 700 customers nationwide, as far out as California, as far south as Texas and Florida.
And that's them calling from Florida now.
We get a lot of different people here from all over the world.
I must tell you that we have outgrown our primitive process. We now have school fundraisers and sports fundraisers, and we have to make thousands and thousands of candles.
Custom makes dog houses. He will match the color of your house, the size, the windows, the doors, the shingles.
Well, how many different aromas do you have?
Over 85.
85. Which is your favorite?
My favorite is Jasmine Romance, which is here.
Well, this is really a neat program. We employ the developmentally challenged adults of Tioga County. We have 10 workers and 4 staff members right now, and it actually gives them, we started out with more or less just a skills environment, but it has grown and grown and grown from that, where they come here, they get paid an hourly wage, above minimum wage, most of them, and they each have their own special jobs that they do, but they each try to learn different things as we go along.
It looks like actually an apartment complex for a dog. Do they have free cell phone usage as well? That's a pretty modern looking dog house.
It actually has an attic.
Because we have a solar heated house, our shop is, the other part of the shop is solar heated, and we deal with a lot of solar items. For instance, we have, this is a chime, and this is solar activated.
Oh, look at this here, Sam. It's
on the back is a solar cell, so when it's pointed toward the window, it will get charged and eventually start to ring.
If I'm making candles, I can't tell you what one smells like.
That's why you come in and help out with the discernment of candle scents.
We started out because she wasn't happy with the paraffin, so I said we'll make soy candles. We started out with a few, just kept increasing, and she picks a name or somebody mentions a name and we'll make whatever.
Well, you certainly can't beat that. Custom made. I'll tell you what.
Only in Tioga County?
Only in Tioga County.
I'd like to stay here. I would like to stay here.
I'll put her outside.
Oh, that's okay. You can bother me. Good girl.
My customers all ask where they are if they don't run out to greet them.
See, it has a very hard, shiny surface. Whereas if you look at the soy, see, it's very creamy and smooth.
Mobiles also work the same way, all solar activated. Then we have these things called radiometers. One side is black, the other silver. The black side absorbs the light and the heat and moves around.
And the best thing with soy is soy itself has no scent, where paraffin does have an oil smell, because paraffin is an oil base made from petroleum, where soy is grown in the United States by American farmers, and I use a cotton wick, so everything I use is American made.
But it's made by a company called Big Muddy.
Hey, let's do that again.
What?
There's like 40 of you in there.
Hi. I feel like it's the Lucy show, okay? We get it already.
Enough already.
All right. Talk about the bands you record.
We do mostly acoustic music, although not exclusively. We do a lot of bluegrass and folk. We do some country, blues. We also are involved with our local Parks and Recreation Department, where we put on concerts. We had a bluegrass festival for 15 years. Mostly acoustic. We try to have a lot of local musicians come in, and we get musicians from all over the country. We moved here after coming on vacation to visit cousins who lived around here, and on the ride home decided to move and relocated 15 months later.
Yeah, it's easy to picture buying a gorgeous 120-year-old farmette in Tioga County and settling down for a quiet life. And as we approached the Leonard Harrison side of the canyon and drive through this quaint landscape, we came across a cool little stop. Animal Land is a traditional, small, family-run zoo where the animals are raised up from youngins and they come to know their hosts and guests very personally. Visitors can get an up-close look at a variety of gorgeous animals in a walk-through park. We just had to stop by and take a tour for ourselves and meet some more interesting locals.
We're here at Animal Land with Zoo Man Jim, and he's going to take us for a tour and show us some of the animals and wildlife that are here.
Because we're wild about you. You can touch her. She won't hurt you.
Hello. How are you?
We raised these guys since they were about a day old. Believe it or not, all 4 of them would fit in the palm of your hand.
What is it that you hear about? Oh my God.
Oh, she's a good girl.
What is it that you hear about?
I'm on camera.
That they always say.
They send money, Rube. Oh, be careful. Yeah, be careful. They like shiny stuff. They like glasses. They like rings.
They like expensive foreign.
Oh, cameras.
Japanese gear.
Oh yeah. Give me a kiss. Thank you. That's a good girl.
That is bizarre, man.
Zoo Man Jim, or if you abbreviate it, it's ZMJ.
Yeah.
Sounds like a anarchist band from Europe. ZMJs coming to Wellsboro.
I always heard
they lived inside our house.
But I've always heard that you cannot domesticate this type of animal.
Oh yeah, you can. Right here.
I mean, you know what I mean.
Right here's
they
proof.
Say that they'll never get the wild out of them, and they're gonna be.
They are a little frisky. They're still a wild animal. Don't get me wrong. We have to be careful, and you have to respect everything in the park. But these guys. These guys are pretty
like
good.
a cat or a dog would.
Yep. She's a good girl, aren't you? Yes, she's my little girl. She loves attention.
This is so cool. I've never. Wow, that's neat.
This is a cinnamon bear.
Yep. But it is a black bear. It's just a color phase that they go through. They come in a black, a cinnamon, and a blonde.
Well,
what you doing?
You look beautiful.
She's a good girl. Aren't you? You're a little pork chop though, aren't you? Say, I don't miss too many meals. You know where they come into the hospital or whatever, and the guys pick their legs up and stuff? Have you ever seen that before? Mm-hmm. Sean does that for us.
Oh, great.
That girl.
Good job.
You're a good girl, aren't you?
Wow.
His name is Scotty. The one up on top is DJ. The other little one over there is Renee. These 2 guys, his name is Herbie, and her name is Ethel.
What an interesting noise they make. Oh, they're cute.
Goose hangs out in there. We had a hard time getting the goose out of there. Hi, Larry.
Aren't you beautiful?
Now be gentle, buddy. No, be nice. I had a good boy. Do you know what one of the worst things? Okay, here's another serious. Not a joke or whatever. What's one of the serious things about a llama? What's one thing you think you gotta look out for?
Spitting.
Hey, bingo! You guys are not stupid.
Oh, aren't they cute?
Yeah, look. No, you're not going to bite my hand. Sorry.
Females will run 300-400 pounds. Males will get up to 700 pounds. Come here. Will you get up? Come here. Come here. That's my girl. How are you? Come over here. She's friendly, honest.
Over here, but I can't.
Now, what is that noise she's making?
Tigers and lions don't purr like normal cats. They make that little woofy noise like that.
That's incredible how you can do this.
Look at her eyes, the intelligence in her eyes. You know?
So she's pretty much a just a very friendly and affectionate cat.
You know what's amazing? In the camera, looking at the camera here, you can't get a grasp for how large this animal is.
How much does she weigh now?
Right now she weighs probably about 350 pounds.
About the same size as Sam. Okay.
Sam, you taste good too.
I mean, I couldn't.
And that's what I tell people.
I couldn't get my hands around this cat's head. I mean, it's.
Want to try?
This is like.
She's just a big kitty. She loves attention.
This is a absolute. Look at those eyes. Oh, you're just like a big Charlie cat, huh?
He's a big Charlie.
Yeah.
Can't wait to sink my teeth in you.
He's like, you Italians taste pretty good. Yes. Okay, come here. Stand up for me. Come on, Deborah. Come on up here. Come on. Just get back. Get back and get this. Wow.
So I thought they got bigger than that.
She's been crossed with a southern mountain lion. One's down in Florida. Hello, baby girl. Come here.
Oh, now it's purring.
There's nothing wrong. She's a good kitty. Yes. She's a good girl, aren't you? Yes. Sam, how close do you want it? Up close and personal.
She's a romantic.
She's a good cat.
Hi, leopard.
Yep.
Boy, he had a rough night last night, didn't he?
Leopard. Asian leopard. His name is Simba.
Look at him.
Hello, bud. Did you see how quick?
Yeah, did you see she did after you?
Yes. She is. You can hear her purring.
Don't go away. You gotta pet me. You gotta pet me.
Stick your hands out there like the
You found a friend, Lori.
Don't know me. If I come
This is so incredible, Sam. I have never done this before.
Me neither. No, I pet lions and leopards every day.
No, it's just amazing.
I work with these guys every single day. Bought the zoo about 4 years ago. Haven't missed a day since I bought it, and every single day I respect these guys. Yeah, who's the talker?
It's a great environment for your kids to learn about wildlife, and in some cases, not in all, go up and pet them. That's what this is all about here at Animal Land.
Driving along Route 660 West on your way to Leonard Harrison State Park, one of the sights you don't want to miss is the Little Red Church. There's a very unique history with this church. As you come along the road, one of the things you'll see is that it looks like it's actually constructed out of stone or red brick. But if you stop and actually get a little closer, you'll see it's wood that has been carved to look like stone. Many, many years ago, when the church was looking for a minister to come here, they had put advertisements out all over Pennsylvania, and they were in the process of constructing this church, and they wanted a nice minister who would come here and lead the congregation. So they put an ad in the Philadelphia newspaper, and they actually got a response from a gentleman who was very excited about the opportunity to come into the area and lead this little congregation. When he got into the area, he met with some of the church elders, and he said to them, I am just so thrilled to have the opportunity to be able to preach in one of these little country churches. You know, I just picture it made out of stone, sitting in the glen, and they kind of went, oh, because they had already made a wooden church. So the congregation got together, and to make their minister happy, they actually carved their church to look like it was made out of stone.
Situated in the heart of the Tioga State Forest lies the Grand Canyon of Pennsylvania. Designated in 1968 as a federal registered national landmark, this canyon embraces a natural waterway, Pine Creek. It begins south of Ansonia along Route 6 and continues for approximately 47 miles, encompassing some 300,000 acres. The maximum depth of the canyon is 1,450 feet at Waterville near the southern end, and at Leonard Harrison and Colton Point State Parks, the depth is more than 800 feet, and from rim to rim, it's approximately 4,000 feet. There's overlooks at these parks that offer the most spectacular views.
I guess you guys are having fun today.
We're having a great time.
Yeah, we're having fun.
Yeah, we are.
And who's that evil laugh back there? Who is these guys? What were you laughing about?
Many things. There's a lot of things to laugh about this weekend, so.
Well, what happened this weekend? Give me one example. Besides being with us, which is enough to be laughed at, anything else?
Well, we got up here Friday night, stayed up late, way too late, woke up Saturday morning, sleep deprived, biked the canyon, did some hiking, and
now you're
played
delirious.
games. And oh no, everybody went to bed really early last night. I knew that everybody was tired because there was more people snoring than just the women. So.
Not me!
You've been here. This is the first time. So your impressions of Tioga County, what you've seen so far?
It's good. Really nice. Really nice. I'd come back again.
I bet you will.
I'm sure I will. Yeah.
And you
I do the
Xtra County.
Yeah, that is true. Women do snore a lot.
Oh no, they don't, according to them. And we got up this morning, had a good breakfast, gonna hike the Turkey Trail and head back home.
This is the Turkey Path. The path winds 1 mile to the canyon floor, parallels little 4-mile run for about half its length. Forest life, geology, and waterfalls highlight the 1.5-hour round trip. What's your impressions of Tioga County?
Oh, I love it up here. Been coming up here ever since I've been a baby, so. Thanks, guys.
This is the fan club over here?
Yes, that's the fan club.
I've been coming up here since I've been...
Get your hand out of my shot, man.
I'm waiting on a railing. So overall, it's been a great weekend for you guys.
Yeah, it's been beautiful.
And you're going to come back again.
Definitely.
And again.
And again.
And again.
As long as Greg invites us.
All right, well, are they going to be invited again?
Greg.
Hello.
Are we going to be invited again?
We'll see.
You know, you camera people, we are citizens here. This is as much my territory as it is yours.
We can't have tourists in our tourism video.
No, we had an awesome weekend. These guys were great. You know, it was just real blessing.
Do you know their names? Do you know who they are?
They just hung out with you.
George, Sally, yeah.
He's driving up there.
And
going up nowhere.
Want to go?
Yeah, we all just met, you know, hitchhikers. These are all hitchhikers.
This area is entirely wooded and many enjoy the quiet, primitive setting. Beside all of the outdoor activities to take in, there's also a lot of history to explore. In the early 1900s, the Civilian Conservation Corps was very active in these parts, and a few original structures still remain today.
You had to be rugged and tough, man. You could have never survived.
Well, it takes hard work, pride, spirit, education, recreation, sports, camaraderie, and heritage.
So you would have been dead because you have none of those.
Let's hear what Franklin D. Roosevelt said. I propose to create a civilian conservation corps to be used in simple work. More important, however, than the material gains will be the moral and spiritual value of such work. This is the Tioga County CCC worker. You had to be in good shape to work back then. Ow.
$30 a month.
$30 a month.
It's more than you make.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a Pennsylvania morning. The morning fog comes rolling off the mountain. Maples and hickories both are shining like a coat of many colors.
It's amazing when you pull over and get in.
Yeah. Well, there you go. You know, Tioga County is friendly. It's accessible. It's fun. Everybody here seems to be happy. And I'm happy because I'm looking at the beauty of the Grand Canyon. We hope you enjoy Keystone Xtra's tour of Tioga County. From Leonard Harrison State Park, I'm Stephen Spates for Keystone Xtra. We're going to take a look at the beauty here. Woo!
White-tailed deer returning to the beds they left so late the day before. There's a crow outside my window waiting for the scraps of food he knows I'll throw. If it take too long to do the chores, burn another piece of homemade toast.